Okay, so it's the white player turn again. So that would be their the fifth card, or maybe it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's the fourth card actually that we play now. C or lowest action points. So it would be this or this card. So what we could do is get the Swedish volunteers, or we could get the Russians in Ostrobothnia disarmed, which would be a cool one. Bad thing is we would need to discard this if we play it as an event, and because it's a good card for action points for cards, but it's very, you get a lot of troops with that card. Let's see now, what could we do? Place a total of fully manned, okay, it's those guys who appear up here, so we cannot put them to the front right away. This can only be played as an event in January and February, okay. We could play it for action points. We could also play the, let's see, place 2 fully manned civil guards in any white town. Okay, this would be better in that way that we could put them actually at the front already. We could actually strengthen these. Maybe we should do that actually. Maybe we should put in some Swedish volunteers. This is also to be discarded, but we do that. Gonna discard that card permanently, and we can put 2 white civil guards. I need to check it again what the card said. Place 2 fully manned civil guards in any white towns connected to a supply line. That's good. So, you know what? I'm gonna actually put both here in Antria. We need to keep this junction in our hands. So now the Reds would have a harder time to break through here. Here's a kind of a weak point, but you know, there's no railroad here, so you cannot benefit of these armored train here. And here's a road as well, so if the armored trains is to be attacking here in Karelia, they need to attack here. Okay, that was the white turn. Then we replace the card and we play the red turn. So what does this say then? You know, I'm using, let's see, I'm using these just for reference what these roles means. So this would be face up event card or lowest face up ops card, meaning action points in our world. There's only, if there's only one face up card, we have 2 on the red play actually. Play any face up event card or play the lowest value operations card or action point card. Okay. So we need to play an event or the lowest operation. Okay. So that would be, the lowest is actually both. We can play any of these 2 cards, either for the event or for their operations. So let's see, column switching of attacks, that's the +3 attack. That would be nice. Russian artillery troops helps the red card, that's also nice. Activate red units in 1 or 2 towns. They get +2 to attack roll. Oh man, this is cool. We could now hold on. Hold on. What could we do? These are so good cards, but you know, it bothers me with these. Yeah. I mean, we are halfway almost through February now, so we need to do something. We need to start getting ground here. We cannot just stand here, so we need to do something. I wonder which one. Activate units in Tampere and 1 adjacent town. Should we do the attack? Should we, you know, sacrifice ourselves here to throw against us against these fortifications. And then as the second... How many do they have? They have 6 points in defense. There's a big risk that we would get, you know, armor trains hits if we attack with 2 armor trains and 1 unit, because if they get 3 hits, we need to also flip one of these. And that would suck really. Because also we will get, if they play this one, the white one, we only get 1 hit. I mean, we could get 12 points, but then I get attack against and fortifications, we would drop down to this one, and if they play the card, we would get 1 hit on them, and then they would defend with 6, and then get 1 shift because they're in fortifications. I mean, probably our trains would take a hit by that, so that I don't really want to see, but I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna play the artillery troops. Activate red units in 1 or 2 towns. They get +2 to the attack roll. So let's see what the flavor text says. Particularly at the beginning of the war, most of artillery in Finland and the Russian troops trained to use it were in the area controlled by the red side. Although most Russians did not participate in the battles, they sometimes provided local support. Yes, so I can activate 2 towns and they will get 2 plus in their attack roll. And there's an asterisk here, so we need to discard this card. So let's see, I'm gonna actually do a bit of maybe a suicide attack, but I need to do something here. And for the second attack I will do, should we try to break through here? I think I might wait with that. Let's see for another opportunity here at the Karelian front. Or should we try to attack here in the center front? So this would give 6 and +2 on the... We could actually kill these guys. Start moving up here to threaten this one. That would be a huge blow for them. Okay, so if we would attempt here again... this time we only have 5 points against 5 against 5. Wow. But we would get the +2 on the 5 table attack. So big chance we get 3 hits in here. Still, I'm not sure. Should we maybe start attacking here? This would be 5 points against 4 points. We have a road attack, but we got the +2 from the car, so it would be a straight 5 against 4. Probably we would take more losses than the white side, but still. Here they have 3 points, we would have 6 points. But it's a road again. So it would be a 0. That could be good. We could eliminate these guys as well and get here. Start threatening these again. That's another good opportunity. So here or here actually. I'm not sure which one I should take. Let's fate decide it. 1, 2, 3, I do the attack here. 4, 5, 6, I do the attack there. Okay, so we're actually gonna try to open up a new front here in the center section of the battlefield. Okay, so these 2 attacks will get 2 plus. Is there an activate radius in 1 or 2 towns? We could still also move units. I mean, if we would have... let's keep them here. Let's do it like this. So let's start here first. So we have 6 points against 4 points. They could play this card, but I think they save it for the more important front. So we're gonna roll straight here. 6 against 4. And +2 on the red die. Okay, so this is +2, it gets a 5. So 6 points on the attacker. And a 5. That's 2 hits. So that would eliminate one of the white units. And the 4 table defense, also 5. That's actually 3 hits. So the red needs to remove 1 and flip 1. And the white defenders remove 1. That's the effect. So we are not forcing them to retreat, but we have more reserves that we could, you know, continue with the attacks here. Okay, here's the second attack then. So let's see now. I mean, I'm kind of sacrificing these troops just to make some losses on the white side here now. So let's see first here. That would be 4, 5 points. -2 for road, but +2 from the car. So it would be a 5 straight. Here we could do 3 losses. With then some unlucky roll, we don't do any losses on them. They will defend on the 3 table. They could make 3 losses as well, but also there they might do 0 losses. And if they would play this card now, they would actually do no losses here. The thing is, next turn they might come in with a train. Thing is, should we save these for the armored train attack? There is a risk that we lose this town as the white player if the red is really successful. Is that a critical thing? We don't have that much reserves anymore. So maybe the white player wants to play this card now. I mean, here we have, it's so strong. I'm gonna actually play it now. I'm gonna play it. So this means we put this in the discard pile, and this means the red rolled a 1, and we will roll for the white player. That's a 4. Okay, so since it's a road and all that, we it's a 0 modifier because of the card and the road. So the red's got 1 on the 5 table, so that's a miss. And the whites with a strength of 3 rolled a 4. That's 2 hits. So the reds actually lose 1 unit here. But good thing for the red player is that they got rid of that really bad card that the whites had played here, where they got an automatic 1 roll. At least we got rid of that now. So now we might dare to bring forward some armored trains for the attack, but we're still not gaining any ground. That's very worrisome for the red player. Okay, it's time for the white player again. So we bring this down and roll the die. A or B. So we still have these Russians in Ostrobothnia disarmed. They will get 4 units. Maybe we need that. B would be First Lieutenant von Zedwitz leads attack. This is a cool one. I know about this guy. I read about it years ago. He was actually, if I remember this correctly, he was actually a prisoner of war in Russia and managed to escape and came to Finland. He's a German. So he, and in this as first lieutenant, I think they were never really able to, identify him. He was certainly not a lieutenant. I think he was something like maybe a sergeant or a corporal or something. But he still, he had some knowledge about warfare, so he actually got to be an officer in the Finnish army during the Civil War. Anyway, so let's see what this would mean. Activate units in one town. These units get +1 on their attack roll and a column shift on the attack table. Yeah, you see, he was really efficient here. So +1 a die, +1 shift in the white favor. Let's see what this says. At the beginning of the war, German First Lieutenant Karl von Sedwitz zu Hackenbach joined the white side. I'm not now sure if I'm mixing this with another guy that I told about, that I read about, but I think his name was von Sedwitz, I'm pretty sure. His leadership and example inspired white soldiers in several victories until he was wounded in March. Later it was discovered that, okay, here it comes. Later it was discovered that the first lieutenant was actually a German corporal. Okay, so he was apparently identified as Karl Müller. German Corporal Karl Müller, who had been a prisoner of war in Russia and was returning home. Okay, yeah, so this is actually, yeah, so it is a guy that I was referring to. So he was a corporal, and he had a completely another name. So he just, pretended to be a lieutenant in the German army, and yeah. So, okay, so we could play that one, or we play to get more troops. And I think I want to do that now, because I need, the lines are getting thin and the reds are going to attack. So we need more guys to fill up the lines when maybe they got a successful attack here soon enough. So I'm going to play this. Place a total of 4 fully manned civil guards in Vaasa, Seinäjoki, Kauhava, or Kokkola. So we take out 4 new units in full strength. Here we go. And we place them here, 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 or here. And I'm going to actually place 3 in Seinäjoki. And let's put 1 in Kauhava. And this card has an asterisk, so we're gonna remove it from the game. So here we have some new strategic reserves. So these are guys that got weapons from disarming Russian garrisons back in the back lines here. So they could set up some new companies ready to send to the front. That's it. Yeah, so these are pretty much ready to plug any holes. Red player. Down to 3 cards remaining. Okay, another event card or lowest. Okay, so we have only 1 now. Card. So which should we face up? Let's see what this says. If there's only 1 or none, flip anyone face down. Okay, I'm just gonna grab the C slot. That says February. Pay and food attract unemployed to the red guards. Also an asterisk card. Place 1 fully manned red guard into any red town with a supply line. Make 1 partially manned red guard manned again. This is cool. So we could also flip a unit. We could also play this for the ops. And we also have the Svechnikov attack, so we could do a new attack here with +3 this time. Should we try for another breakthrough? Bad thing, we cannot use the trains here, and the trains we need, I believe. So I'm gonna, since we don't have that card anymore, I'm gonna take my chances. We need to, we need to use these trains, that's for sure. So I can activate 2 stacks. 1 is Tampere and 1 adjacent. So we can activate these, and we could activate these. Now, where could I attack? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could actually move one of the trains down here and attack here. But that will be the sole unit that attacks. 5. And we get +3. And they will defend with 2. They might get a hit on the train. But we might do a breakthrough here. If we roll 2 or more, these are gone. I'm gonna try that. So I will activate. Well, the other option would be to activate this stack, and you could also get, you know, +3 on the attack because Svetsnikov is leading the attack, and we could maybe take Kankaanpää. It's more important with this front as I see it, though. And maybe even this front. This is an easier path to attack because it's railroad all the way. This is so hard with these roads. I mean, we will get the 5 table attack and +1 net on the die, so we would hit something. We would not be able to eliminate those guys, but with a bit of luck, we could actually take that town. Yeah, but then we cannot do any real attacks here. And if I would, yeah, okay, I will actually activate here and here. So one of the trains goes to Orivesi, to the adjacent area. The other goes all the way to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they will solely attack these guys in Mäntyharju. Try to break through the lines here with the trains. And this is a cool thing because there's also what I was, when I did read about this war, I mean, there were many occasions where you read that suddenly, you know, the white forward pickets, they just reported that there was a train incoming. So many times the red just filled up a train with troops and just went to the white lines and start shooting and you know, trying to get through. And sometimes it worked, but many times they got just pushed back. And the whites might need to retreat and destroy some bridge in the retreat to hinder that train from pursuing. So this is kind of such of an attack. We just solely attack with a train via the line. We are kind of doing a, you know, recon in force, I think you could say, right? So let's see. So here, let's start with this attack then. So it's 5 against 2, but we got Svechnikov with us. So it's +3 on the... By the way, I'm using this card. So we get 3 on the attack roll, and we're going to discard this card permanently after this. Let's see if we get the breakthrough. Okay, both rolled tremendously good. So 5 on attack is 3 hits. We will eliminate the white unit, but the white player also rolled a 6 on the 2 table, meaning 2 hits, meaning the train got destroyed. And we cannot gain ground. So, ouch. One of the red trains are eliminated. But we did open up a hole here now. So if the red guy can now send up troops here, that could be an issue. I mean, they could do a 3-pronged attack against Pieksämäki here, which is also a very important town. But there is, of course, some walking to do here, right? But this is actually, yeah, still in white control. Then for this next attack, now we're gonna try the defenses of Vilppula. This will be a heavy thing. So the red player has 5, 7, 8 points. So we are here, but we will be knocked down to 5 to 6 table because of the fortifications. The defenders have 6, but they will go up to the 7 and 8. But the red player will have +3 on the roll, you know. So That's the cool thing here. Let's see how this goes. This will be a hard fight, an important roll. Okay, this might be a disaster for the white player now. We got the maximum for the red again. So what did I say? It was 8 from the beginning. We drop down here and inflict 3 hits on the whites. That's really bad for them because this means also the Jaggers will take a hit. So this will be killed and the Jaggers will be flipped. But they had 6 in the defense. They rolled a 1. So they inflict 1 hit on the red player. This was maybe the breakthrough they needed. Because this means we lost that. We lost that one. And we inflicted 3 hits against 1 hit. Means we have 2 more hits on the attacking side against the fortifications. That means the white player needs to retreat. And this is destroyed. This is an important thing happening. This is going better than in history for red right now. So they could actually advance to Vilppula. Now we have a serious threat coming in here because if they reach this line, which was one of the main objectives with the red offensive in February, March, we are kind of screwed as a white player. Luckily, we did disarm these Russian garrisons, so we have troops as the white player to send in here in the defense of Haapamäki. But now the trains might be very, very dangerous here. Also, remember, we got 1 train destroyed here, so we only have 1 on this front. We have the other one here on the Karelian front. But this is a very interesting development because, man, this is much better than in history. They never gained Vilppula in history, even though they tried many times to attack in the vicinity of Vilppula. Okay, but the Svechnikov attack will be discarded permanently, and we'll replace that card. And then we have the white player going next. They need to plug the gaps here now. Of course, imagine if these guys would go in here, but they would get attacked from 2 sides. Hold on. I think I'll just leave 1. You do like this, I believe. So I send 1 guy up here and leave the train as defense. I don't want these guys to go behind my lines and take Tampere, of course. That would be crazy. But this is a weak defense in Vilppula, on the other hand. I don't want to sacrifice the other train for maybe the white counterattack that will come now. We'll see. So the whites will play the C, D, or E card. It's 3 cards we don't know of. So this is going to be exciting. Let's see if they can manage to do a counterattack. So we have an attack led by Major Kalm. Activates units in 1 or 2 towns. On this turn, these units get a column shift right. This might be the occasion to do the counterattack. Unfortunately, we need to discard that card permanently. That's if we play it. Then we have Sihivo organizes the defenses of Karelia. Okay, so what does this do? Put this card in front of you. You can use this card after red players announce an attack on Joutseno. Joutseno is here. Okay, it's several towns. Joutseno, Antria, Rautu, or Hitola. Joutseno, Antria, Rautu, or Hitola. So these 4 towns. If any red will attack here, the white player will get +1 on defense roll and a shift to the right. Roll the die after using this card. If you roll a 1 or 2, remove this card from the game. If you roll 3 to 6, you can use this card again. Keep the card in front of you. And you can also actually activate 1 action point. But you know, I'm feeling pretty confident here now. I'm hard to see that they will do a breakthrough. This is a bit of a weak part though. But they cannot attack with any trains here, that's the thing. So And if they take it out, or it's not super catastrophic yet, we could try to take it back or just put a new defense line in Geki Salmi. So I'm not going to worry about that. And the E card, a local civil guard sends companies to the front. Place one fully manned civil guard into any white town with a supply line. This will give me one, but I could play it for the ops as well. So if we played Major Column, we'll get the column shift right. It's important in 1 or 2 towns, so I could actually attack the train to try to harm it, and we could take back Vilpula. It would be an excellent counterattack. So if we would activate here and maybe 2 or this city or town, we will get 4 points in attack here, and we will get 3 points against 5 minus 2. 3, it will bring us up to the 5-6 table, but we have minus 2 because we're attacking through road. Maybe we should just this turn take this back. So what I could do is to order this stack, just as normal activation, and then attack here. I think I'll do that. So I play these 4-2 activations, and I will activate the Jaggers, and I will activate these guys. So I will send the Jaggers down 1, 2, 3, just to, you know, if we attack from here, we don't get that road penalty next time, and then we will get actually 6 points. And these guys, but I will not attack this turn, but these guys will. So they will move 1 to Hapamäki and then launch a counterattack against Vilpula. That will give me 6 attack against 2 in the defense. And remember, there's no fortifications anymore there. I'm pretty sure they got destroyed when you conquer them. I'm gonna double check that, but I'm pretty sure. Here we got those. Here we go. Field fortifications are destroyed if their location is conquered. Yeah. So let's roll 6 for the attacker, 2 for the defender. Okay. 2 for the attacker on the 6 column. That's 1 hit. That's bad. We didn't retake it. That sucks. And we got 2 on the defense. They rolled a 5. That's 2 hits. So we remove 1 white unit. So a bit more losses for the attacking player here, and they would have needed to take this back to launch an attack against Orivesi next turn. But that wasn't happening. So this means the red could pour in troops here now and maybe do another attack to try to get Hapamäki. Oh, this is getting exciting right now. Okay, then we go to red player. They have only 1 card up. Let's see what they can play. They also got a CD or E. So this is the place 1 fully manned red guard into any red town. Okay, then we have Swedish troops occupy Ahvenanmaa Islands. Remove all units from Ahvenanmaa. This is Åland Islands. Neither players may move their units to Ahvenanmaa for the rest of the game. This limitation does not apply to German units. I don't really see what's so important with this card. I mean, why should anybody go to these islands? at all. I can't see the reason in this game for doing that. It's just on such a, in the periphery there, meaning nothing. Then we have trained machine gunner. Activate units in one town. These got +1 to the attack roll. Okay, so we could activate. No, I need to activate in several rounds. I need to get some guys defending here, and I get some guys to attack over here. So I'm gonna play the Ahvenanmaa, the Åland Islands card, for 2 operations. Hold on, what if we would play this for 3 operations? We could activate here, here, and here. Yeah, I think we need to do that. So I'm going to play this instead for the operations. And as said, the activated towns are these. So now I will try to attack here. This could be the last chance. So I'm gonna need to go with as many good troops as possible there. So I'm gonna go with the train there. These guys will move back. These will go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Okay, so these guys was just standing here for defense. It's a weak defense, but still a defense. So it could be dangerous, of course, if the whites would attack here. But it's more dangerous if we get this, and that's what I'm gonna aim to do that right now. Let's see, let's see what table we come up against. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We want that maximum attack here. So we're gonna do this move. So it's 9 against 4. Let's see if the red luck continues. Pretty good rolls from both, actually. So the attacker on the 9 column, 4. That's 3 hits. They didn't eliminate those guys, but good hits. And the white player as a defender with 4, that's also 3 hits. So both sides take 3 hits, meaning Haapamäki will not be conquered because they will not retreat. But 3 hits, meaning we remove 1 and we flip 1. Same here, we remove 1 of the infantry units, or the militia units, and then we flip 1. We still have the train intact here. And a serious blow against the whites, who again, I guess, need to bring in some troops in defense. We don't have that much strategic reserves. We have this unit in Kauhava who should maybe go here. But, you know, one more push from here and it might get a bit hairy for the whites. On the other hand, let's assume these guys would attack through here. These guys are suddenly out of supply for the end of the turn. They need to take back Orivesi, or these guys will get flipped, you know, because no, they are never flipped actually, because armored trains is always in supply. I just remember. So they have their own supply with them. Okay, so it's not that of a catastrophe if white would get back Orivesi. It would be, though, because they cannot get, you know, reinforcements up here, and they might be, you know, in some attrition war eventually destroyed anyway. So they need to keep this line open, that's for sure. Okay, so we're gonna replace the red card here and then go to the white side again. C, or lowest action points. That would be this one or this one for the operations. So we cannot play this as an event right now, I believe. I'm gonna check that, what the rule says about that. C or lowest face-up ops card. If okay, play C or lowest valued face-up outcard in slots for any allowable purpose. Okay, we could play those as an event as well. Okay, so there's no restriction for it, for not playing it as an event. So we could play this or this card for the ops or for the event. So this would be an attack led by major column again. So we would get a column shift in our favor. I mean, we could for sure get this by that. We could also maybe leave some troops and move here and attack the train and that remnant unit there. What's the other one? First Lieutenant Sedwith's lead attack. Activate units in one town. These units get +1 attack roll and the column shift. Okay, 2 good cards, but on the other hand, we would need to get the reinforcements here. So maybe I should just play operations. And I would need 3 because I want to attack here as well. I have a chance to break through here now. Yeah, so I'm going to play actually the major column, but as an operations card. So I'm going to activate Kauhava. These guys and these guys. So Kauhava will now go 1, 2. They will go into the defense here. I will also bring back... Yeah, I need to bring back these guys. 1, 2. Here. They will not attack. They just man the defenses of Hapamäki. Now we have 5 points there. That's good. And then here we're going to actually go on the attack, trying to take back Orivesi. So we're attacking through a road, but we have Jägers with us, no problem. So, by the way, I now remembered when you gain ground, you cannot gain if a unit is flipped. I think you need to be in full strength. I wonder if this was... I can't remember if this was flipped in a counterattack or not. Okay, I need to try to remember that from now on. What I'm saying is that if a unit is in half strength, they can never gain ground after an attack. I might have done that somewhere, I don't remember, but I try to remember that now. That means if we would attack here and take it, only these guys can take ground. I'm sure if the rule is also for Jägers. I need to check that. Here we have battles. Advancing after a battle. If the attacker causes at least 1 damage point more than it suffers, the defenders must withdraw. However, if the defender is in a strategic town or a town that has field fortifications, attacker must win by 2. The defender withdraws to an adjacent town in their control. If multiple units are retreating, they may retreat to different towns. If towns with retreated units is attacked later in the same town, these units that withdrew there will defend it normally. Okay, here we go. An attacker may also advance into a town if it destroyed all units who defended it, regardless of the difference of the... Okay. If the attacker cannot... I'm sure there's something about only advancing. Here we go. After the defender has withdrawn from the conquered town, the attacker may advance there with 1 to 3 units that participate in the attack, if these units are fully manned. Exception: German units may advance in the conquered town even if they are partial. Okay, so Jägers cannot do it, meaning if we would conquer this town, we can only go in with these guys if they don't take a hit. But let's do it anyway. So we got 5, 6 in the attack against 2 in the defense. Okay, good defense roll there. So 6 in the attack. and we rolled a 3. That's 2 hits. We did though eliminate those guys. 2 hits, and it's 2 half strength units here. And the defense of 2 rolled a 5, also 2 hits. So bad thing is we need to remove this guy. Oh, we remove these 2 guys, but I don't want to remove my Jaegers, so I have to remove this and remove those, meaning we cannot advance here because we have no units that can advance. They are half strength. So we destroy the enemies here, but we are not able to exploit that because of these are in half strength. So we are staying here in Jämsä, and this is still in red control, but yeah, the Reds need to do something. The road to Tampere is open. Okay, this is starting to get really interesting. Okay, this is the last card here, and then we go to the red side. This is getting really interesting because the Reds, now this is really heavily defended. I don't know how the Reds could get troops to attack. They could get these guys 1, 2, 3, of course, so we could do that. One more try. We could try here, but we cannot do that with the armored train. So I think, yeah, let's see what they get first. It's an A or B, and I think that's some cards we don't know of. Arms delivery by rail from St. Petersburg. Place 4 fully manned red guards in any red towns that have an unbroken railway connection to Russia. This means we can actually put loads of troops up over here because we have a nice road down to here because the whites haven't really been able to cut the line anywhere. They were close here. Here we have not really tried. So this is maybe a good card to play right now. And the B would be a Latvian company helps the Red Guards. Activate units in one town. They get +2 to the battle roll. Okay, so we would... Okay, let's see. One town. So these guys could attack with 6 points against 5 points. But we would get +2 on the 6 table here. That could inflict 2 hits. No, sorry, 4 hits. And they will roll on the... No, sorry, here we go. 3 hits we could inflict in the attack table. And they could inflict on the 5 table 4 hits. We have little chances of the breakthrough here. I might actually, at this point, play this as the event. Get more troops up here now. So let's read this again. Arms delivery by rail from St. Petersburg. Place 4 fully manned red guards in any red towns that have an unbroken railway connection to Russia. You can only place 2 new red guards in each town. Okay. And the historical note says the red side expected significant armed support from the Russian Bolshevik government. The arms deliveries from St. Petersburg were important, and in the early stages of the war, just the prospect of a delivery train was enough to make the red side mobilize their forces. Yeah, so I'm going to actually play this now. It's a permanent discard of this, but we get 4 fully manned red guards on the railway line connected to Russia. Only 2 per town maximum, but I'm gonna put 1 up here in Vilppula, so here we got some support. I'm gonna place 2 in Orivesi, and actually gonna place 1 in Tampere as well, just as a rear guard here. That's it. So we have 1 card remaining for each side. We place this one. So I play that. Let's see what the whites can do here as the last turn. We managed to hold Haapamäki barely. That's a D or E. So let's see who organizes the defense of Karelia. We know that. We get some plus if we defend here, we're gonna play, if you play this card, we're gonna put it here. And the E card is Laurela's defend their ground. Okay, these guys were here from somewhere in Ostrobothnia. These are famous guys, the Laurelas. The let's see what it says. Leaders of the Lapua Civil Guard, Matti and Ilmari Laurela, father and son. There was actually 2 sons, as you can see also in the picture. But determined leaders. They even defied orders to prevent their men from fleeing from red attacks in the early stages of the war. Yeah, they were actually, I know they were killed. I mean, at least one of the one of the sons of this father and the father himself, Matti Laurila was the name of the father, I'm sure. He was killed in a famous battle between Orivesi and Jämsä. I think it was called the Battle of Länkipohja, and it's located pretty much in between on this road, where the Whites did attack against the Orivesi direction. A lot of White casualties there because the Reds were defending. They had actually fortified ground. You could really place one of these here because that was a real fortified ground that the Reds were defending there. So, but the Whites did attack relentlessly, but they took big losses, and these famous guys, 2 of them at least in the family, died in that attack. Anyway, so what do we want to do? So what actually does this card do then? Put this card in front of you. You can use this card anytime after red plays and announce an attack and selected the attacking units. You get a +2 on the defense roll. Roll the die after using this card. If you roll 1 or 2, remove this card from the game. 3 to 6, you can use this card again. You can also use 1 action point. Okay, that's a good one. Good one. I think the Karelia one, we have it in control, I say. So here is the critical front still. We don't have that many troops. So if the Reds would attack, it would be good to have the Laurelas to help in defense. So I'm going to play this as the event. This will be discarded when it's done. But we're still going to keep this card in front of us. And we can also use 1 action point. So we can do something here as the White player. We could, for instance, actually attack here. But we can only activate 1 town, so that would be 4 against 1 and -2 for the road. It's not worth it. Is it worth the attack here? That would be 5 on the attack. And they got these new weapons from Russia, so they are strong again. They have 8 points over here, so it's not. We are not interested in that attack. And I'm sure we can't attack here anywhere. We are too weak. No. So maybe we could just move some troops somewhere. Let's see. Let's see. We might actually 6 against 3. We have the road. 2. Let's activate this guy. They will march to Joutseno to help in the defense here. So we now have actually 4 points in defense. That's pretty strong since it's only a road as well. Here we have 5 points, a bit better. 2 here. I'm good with that. So that's the end of the White turn actually, or the White February turn. We have the one still to play, it's the Reds. Okay. Event card. Oh, I'm forgetting this all the time. Let's check again. Face up event card or lowest face up op card. If there's only one face up, the display, flip any, okay. Play any face up event card or play the lowest value face up ops card for any allowable purpose. Yes, that was the thing. So we can play any event card face up. I'm still not really getting it. Play any face-up event card or play the lowest valued face-up operations card for any allowable purpose. But that means really much the same thing for me. I mean, if we play any face-up event card, that's fine. Or play the lowest value for any... Okay, now I see it. Okay. So we could play any card for event. But if we would play an operational card, it would be the lowest. Okay, that's cool. So, where could we do something this time? Let's see what cards we have. Latvian company, units in one town, they would get +2 to the battle roll. So if we will try here again, we have the Laurilas here. That will for sure help in defense. But if we would try again, I mean, now we have some troops in the backline that can support us. We would get 7, 8 points against 5. And we would get +2 to the roll, and they would get +2 to the roll as well. So these will be a lot of losses on both sides. Then we have Swedish troops occupy Åland Islands, not interested. Trained machine gunner, activate units in one town, these get +1. I think the +2 would be more interesting right now, because this is such an important... I will do, really, in the end of the days of February, the Reds try again. They try to get through the lines from Vilppula up to Haapamäki, which is desperately defended by some civil guard units. So the Reds will take some help from a Latvian company who goes in the front of the avant-garde of this attack. They go wading before that train, right, in the snow, through the tracks, pathfinding and skirmishing their way towards the Haapamäki. Let's see what the event text for the flavor text says here. The Russian army included a Latvian company that helped Red Guards, allowing them a local domination for a while. The effect was temporary, and the company soon returned to St. Petersburg. Okay, so this is their moment of fame then. Let's see. So we're gonna attack. It's railroads. It's nice. We can bring these guys with us, and no penalties in the attack. We got +2. The whites will play this card in the defense. Let's read it again. Put this card anywhere in front. You can play this card any time after red player announces attack and select the attacking units. You get +2 to the defense roll. Then we're going to roll and see if this card remains in the white hand or if you're going to permanently discard it. So both sides get +2. We got 8 in the attack, and we got 5 in the defense. Okay, so this means both rolled a 6. You can imagine how deadly this will be. So let's start with the attacker. They have on the 8 table here. So they inflict 3 hits on the defenders. The defenders have 4 hits. So 3 hits and 4 hits. The whites will not retreat. Let's start with taking losses on the attack or the defender. Sorry. What did I say? It was the table of 8, and we roll a 6. It's 3 hits. Meaning 1, 2, 3. So 1 full unit and 1 half unit eliminated. And we got 5 points here, and they rolled a 6. 4 in. This sucks a bit. That's 1, 2, 3, and the 4th need to be a flipped armored train. Heavy losses on both sides, and maybe more bad for the Reds because they lose one of the full side of their armored trains there. That's bad. Now we're gonna roll if this is still in the white's hand. Roll the die. If you roll 1 or 2, we remove it. 3 to 6, it's kept. It's a 5. So the whites will hold this in their hand. So they still got the +2 in one of the defense rolls. Really important card. But this one we will remove, the Latvian company. It will not return to the game. And that was the end of February. We are done. So what could we say here as a let's do the supply phase first. So do we have any full strength units behind the lines? I don't think so. All good, only half strength red. So supply is fine. So what have we seen? The whites have just tried to strengthen their lines, but they have been a bit aggressive here. They have been attacking Orivesi a few times, I think at least once. But the reds had been really aggressive, attacking really much. In the beginning of February, they did some probing attacks here, tried to get Rauto. They attacked with the train and all that, but they were really not that successful. So eventually the whites could, remember they got the Swedish volunteers filling their ranks over here. In the center, or at, let's say, the Tampere or Tavastia front, they got a bit more success. They took Vilpula, which was a fortification, a really important place that the Reds didn't take historically, but now they're a bit better, and they have been doing desperate attacks up against Haapamäki. The Whites have so far been able to fill from the reserves to the defenses there, and it held barely. It's really, really, really hard to hold because they have scraped, all the towns of men here in the defense. But it's still in their hands, meaning all these guys are in supply. Imagine if the Reds has taken this and we come to the supply phase. All this full strength would have need to be flipped to half strength units. That would be a catastrophe for the white side. But they barely held, and the line is holding. So yeah, interesting February turn. Interesting, no side have been too interested in getting rid of the enemy units behind their lines. They just leave them there. The front line is more important. So that's pretty much what happened. And of course, it's worth to mention that both sides had some special units from February. We got some Jaegers on the white side who actually had taken a hit, but the red armored trains, they got 3 of them. One is completely destroyed. You remember we did a train attack up at Mäntyharju. They got eliminated, but on the other hand, they also managed to bring a hole in the white line. So it's pretty much open all the way to Pieksämäki. That would be an opportunity as well for the Reds to get there, or if the Whites could actually fill in some more reinforcements down here again. This is cool because this is also a bit like as in history. This front was not that prioritized by anyone. So they tried to do some attacks here, and the Whites had really weak lines here as now. So that's a cool thing. And then we have this armored train also. That's in the last attack also got a hit because of the Laurelas heavily defending Haapamäki. And the Laurelas are still alive, so they can still inflict that +2 bonus to their die rolls. That's it. So we're gonna reshuffle the cards and all that, and we bring these back to 8 again. And we are now ready for the turn March, or month March. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you will be back for the next session, and bye for now.